CNF Worldwide, for nomads everywhere.
Okay, CNF Worldwide, we're on the road here in Letterkenny, Kinnegar Brewing with Rick. Now, Rick, you and Libby, your wife, founded this brewery.
That's right. Yep.
And how long has it been since you guys, started formulating the plan to start your own brewery?
Formulating the plan, that's a good one. We started brewing commercially in 2013, but there was probably a 2-year kind of lead into that. So it was 2 years before we actually opened the first doors.
So what prompted you, I guess I might step back, what did you guys do for a living before you got into the brewing business?
Yeah, we both, our background's actually in graphic design.
So what made the transition to this?
It was, we always say it's curiosity and just a love of good beer. So we missed good beer, we weren't getting the beer that we wanted, so we decided to kind of start making it ourselves.
Okay, so every American's going to go, wait a minute, you live in Ireland and they've got, Guinness, and you guys, you guys needed something more, something different?
Yeah, Guinness is actually, like, I still occasionally drink my Guinness. I enjoy Guinness. But I think there's a lot of other things out there. There's a lot of other varieties, a lot of other styles, and Guinness is not necessarily the beer that you always want to drink. So there were times where we felt that the Guinness was just not kind of quite enough for us.
So the variety is the spice of life. So you just wanted to drink some different things, have some different flavors, and that sort of thing. So you say you started in like 2013, and as you well know, as we just discussed off mic, the craft beer industry is growing dramatically and has been for quite some time in the States. How has the acceptance of local craft breweries been here in Ireland?
In general, it's pretty good. I mean, it depends on the brewery. It depends on the beers you're making. It depends on how you're talking to your customers. So in some cases, some breweries have been exceptionally well accepted. In other cases, maybe not as well accepted. I would say that the entrance to the market here is probably a bit more difficult than it is in the States. So you're starting at a kind of a different baseline than what would be happening in the States. But if you can capture a good part of your local market, there's people are loyal to what's being made, and they'll enjoy the products and they'll get behind you. I suppose the thing to remember about Ireland is that the entire population of the Republic of Ireland is only about 4.5 million people. It's not a big place.
Small,
yeah, it's pretty small. And you throw in Northern Ireland to that, and you've got another 1.5 million people. So you're really talking about a total population of 6 million people, which doesn't even kind of get you to Greater Boston. So here, yes, it's a nation. But it's a very small country. The way we kind of see ourselves is, any beer that's kind of being produced and sold, produced in Ireland and sold in Ireland, as far as we're concerned, is a local product. It's a local beer, because it's not, you also look at the actual geographic distribution of Ireland. I suppose it's not even the size of upstate New York, so it's not a big place geographically either.
So we were talking a little bit again earlier off mic about what the tasting room rules and that kind of thing, and the brewery rules are state to state in the USA. What are you guys allowed to do here at your brewery with regard to selling beer or having tastings and that sort of thing?
Yeah, unfortunately, very little. Laws here are quite different. In many cases, it's kind of I suppose the licensing laws are very definitely kind of written in favor of what I would call the pub trade, the publican. So unfortunately, we are not licensed to actually serve alcohol on premise. So that means we can't sell alcohol here, we can't sell beer, we can't sell growlers, we can't sell beer for people to take away, we can't sell beer for consumption on premise. What we do, and we do it happily, although it's probably not within the letter of the law. Hopefully our revenue control officer won't be seeing any of this. If people come, we do tours, and in the context of tours, it would be ridiculous to come to a brewery and be shown everything that we're doing and not get an opportunity to try the beers. So in the context of tours, we are doing tastings, and it's publicly, it's well known. I would even say that our revenue control officer knows that we do that, but he turns a slight blind eye to it, because technically that would not be legal either.
So now here in Ireland, are you permitted to self-distribute? I mean, can you sell beer directly to pubs, or are you required to use a distributor here?
No, it's different here than it would be in a lot of the states in the U.S. We can sell beer directly to the trade. So For example, in Donegal, the county where we are, we do most of the distribution ourselves. Throughout the rest of the country, we do have a distributor who does that for us. But it's a happy partnership between ourselves and that distributor, because it would be impossible for us really to kind of cover the geographic spread, ourselves. So it's a good relationship.
You're buying the trucks and driving all over Ireland to deliver the beer.
Yeah.
So what is your goal kind of here? I mean, growth plans and everything for Kinnegar.
Well, we've always said that what we want to do is build just a really nice, sustainable business. A place where people enjoy working, making a product that we enjoy. It's not we're not looking for kind of meteoric growth where we're trying to kind of take over the world. But like any place, I suppose an element of growth to me indicates that the business is healthy. If you're seeing your business shrink, it probably means that there's something that's not right.
Not good,
So a certain amount of kind of healthy growth is what we're looking for. We're in a very positive position at the moment that we still see our domestic market growing strongly. And then, since we opened the new facility here about 2 years ago, we've started to move into the export market a bit more. So we're seeing quite a bit of growth in places like France and Italy. We're off later today to Holland for a festival where we have a distributor there who's doing some stuff with our beer. So growth is still quite positive for us, but we're not driven by growth for growth's sake. Yeah.
So selfishly, will we see you in the States anytime soon?
I doubt it.
Please?
No, the States, like everybody, there is always kind of a push. Like there'd be different kinds of things, like the export board or the food board, the Irish food board, who would say, hey, would you think about taking your product to the States? And I suppose for us to kind of bring beer to the States, there's a lot of good beer there. The market's very, very heavily saturated. A lot of breweries in the States can probably produce beer at a lower cost than we can. It's also a long way. As you say, the import kind of distribution, hierarchies are quite complicated. There's a lot of legal, a lot of paperwork issues. For us to send beer to France, it's like sending it to Dublin. It's within the EU, same regulations apply. It's really, really easy. So we're concentrated right now just on the European market.
So I know you're short for time here because you got to head off to your beer fest in Holland. If you take like 2 minutes and tell us about like your flagship beers for all of our beer lovers out there, tell us what you guys brew and what they can regularly expect to find. Because you just said you're distributed throughout Ireland, so they can find you wherever they travel here.
Yeah, Cork, Dublin, Belfast, Galway. Basically you'll find us pretty much across the entire island.
So which of your beers will we find in those places?
The one you're going to see the most of on draft will be Rye IPA, which is our flagship IPA. I mean, the like the States, the modern palate here is definitely kind of tending towards hops. Other things like sours are just kind of only slightly breaking into the market. So our flagship beer would be Rye IPA. It's a really beautiful, kind of easy drinking IPA, about 5.3% ABV, and you'll see that on draft in a lot of places around the country. But another beer that we make, which is also kind of, I suppose, a bit of a calling card for the brewery, would be the lineup of different rye-based beers that we make. So we have a rye IPA that we make called Rust Bucket, which you'll also find on draft for a good few locations around the country. And then we have a black rye IPA that we make, which you'll see kind of every so often on draft, but you'll see that also in cans. We can that one.
That's actually my favorite style beer, black rye IPA.
It's one of our favorites as well. We were quite kind of pleased that was a gold medal winner in the Brussels beer competition last year. So it was a bit of a big kind of boost to what we were doing. So it was nice. Yeah.
So closing out here, if people want to learn more about your brewery, where can they find information about you online?
Well, the first thing would be to go to our website. That said, our website is not the greatest website you're going to find out there. It's in the process of being redone, but there's good a bit of information there. So try that first. We do have a fairly kind of strong social media presence. So anybody who's kind of participating in social media, whether it's Twitter or through Facebook, there'll be quite a few kind of different postings that we'll do that'll let people know about what's happening, where you can find our beers, what's new, and what plans we have. So that'd be the first ports of call.
Now, do you guys host or participate in any events, like music festivals, things like that, and like the beer festival you're going to? Anything coming up in the near future where people might find you guys sit and sample your wares?
We do participate in a lot of different events, both in Ireland and also abroad. We were just at a festival in Belfast a couple of weeks ago. I suppose the next kind of big festival that you'll see us at, and I can highly recommend, it's a great festival, would be the Big Grill, which is in Dublin, mid-August. Really nice festival, great food, really nice atmosphere. It's outside in a place called Herbert Park, so that's definitely something to go to. This weekend we're down in, some of us are actually in Holland. There's a couple more that are going to be down in Killarney. There's a nice little festival in Killarney this weekend. There's a few bits and pieces kind of going on over the summer. Most of it will be on the website, so people will be able to look that up and see where we might be next.
Very good. We thank you for your time. Safe travels to you and Libby.
Thank you.
And we'll see you the next time we're through Letterkenny.
Perfect.
Cheers, Rick.
Thanks very much.
CNF Worldwide for nomads everywhere.
This broadcast was produced by CNF Limited for nomads everywhere. The contents of this broadcast are the property of CNF Limited. All rights are reserved. For more information about CNF publications, contact us at 305-707-4024. Find us on the web at cnfltd.com.